From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
It's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Mocha.
Yeah.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
Man, this Joe Jonas, Sophie Turner stuff is wild. So
Out of hand now.
So they have two kids, and I guess what had happened was Joe filed for divorce in Florida, and then Sophie was in the UK filming. And there was a disagreement about where the kids should be, but you still have to follow the law and like all of this stuff, and also what their lawyers had agreed to. So she slapped Joe with a legal petition that she filed in the United States District Court of the Southern District of New York. And it is a verified petition for the return of the children to England. And the convention they cite is the civil aspect of international child abduction.
What?
Is what she hit him with. So
Wait, so where are the kids now?
So Joe then had his people fire back, and his rep said, Joe and Sophie had a cordial meeting this past Saturday in New York when Sophie came to New York to be with the kids. They have been with her since that meeting. Joe's impression of the meeting was that they had reached an understanding that they would work together towards amicable co-parenting setup. Less than 24 hours later, Sophie advised that she wanted to take the children permanently to the UK. Therefore, she demanded via that filing that Joe hand over the children's passports so that she could take them out of the country immediately. And if he complies, Joe will actually be in violation of the Florida court order that was a part of the original divorce filing when it came to the kids. They say this is an unfortunate legal disagreement about a marriage that is sadly ending. When language like abduction is used, it is misleading at best and a serious abuse of the legal system at worst. The children were not abducted. And as part of her statement, she was asking for the immediate return of their two children to the UK. So it is ugly.
I feel bad for them kids.
Yeah, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Stephan James. Love Stephan James.
Yes.
Stephan James and Shamir Anderson, founders of the Legacy Awards. They announced the first 4 recipients of the 2023 Legacy Awards. Tanya Williams, Director X, Julie Black, Lou Calla. Keisha Shante is hosting the event. It's 90 minutes. It'll be on TV. The Legacy Awards on CBC and CBC Gem on Sunday.
Love it.
At 8 p.m. Here's a little bit of Damn It Maury with the great Stephan James.
And what can we look forward to in the broadcast?
Well, get ready for some more, obviously, fun. You know, it's going to be a party. I think that's what this award show, really stands for. You know, it's a celebration of Black excellence, a celebration of a legacy that Black Canadians all across the country are building. And so, expect some fun, expect some celebration, expect some jokes, some laughs. But also expect some heartfelt moments as well. I think that it's going to be a show for everybody for sure.
Oh, right. Big up. Love that.
So that's Sunday at 8 p.m. on CBC.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Doug Ford, I don't know if you saw his press conference. My friends, he's got to walk back his whole Greenbelt disaster. The problem is that he's out there fixing a problem. Like, he's looking like the guy who's like, don't worry, everybody, I got this. Okay, I'm going to fix it. He created the problem. It's his problem. None of this would exist if he didn't make the problem. So now he's taking all the land, I guess, because all the shady ass deals, and putting it back, putting it back into the green belt. We'll get to the Vegas story in 1 second, but here's a little bit of Doug Ford yesterday.
I made a promise to you that I wouldn't touch the green belt. I broke that promise. And for that, I am very, very sorry.
Are you though?
I pride myself on keeping our promises. It was a mistake to open the Greenbelt. It was a mistake to establish a process that moved too fast. This process, it left too much room for some people to benefit over others. It caused people to question our motives.
So did you see this story about the MPP, Khalid Rashid, who had to resign? So he told the ethics commissioner, whoever was doing the investigation, they did a real great job in that investigation, by the way. So he had said that he met one of these big developers that they sold his land to, I guess, in Vegas in the lobby. I ran into him in the lobby, right?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Right? That was it. And so that was his official story, right? Yeah, I just ran into him in the lobby. And then all these reporters started doing all this investigation. And they started, I guess, talking to people at the hotel and like getting the receipts and figuring out what actually went on and all this stuff.
Vegas got cameras everywhere.
So it turns out that he didn't just like meet these guys in the lobby and just be like, oh, hey, old friend, right? The story was that the whole group of these men all went for massages together.
Oh, come on.
Right? And he had the good luck ritual massage. I don't know what that is. Well, one of the other guys had a custom massage that they describe as a truly opulent experience. So his I ran into him in the lobby. Turned out to
What are you doing here?
All these rich dudes sitting around getting rubbed down, making deals in Vegas. Like if you had to imagine in your mind what the most shady arrangement would be for something that we all think and know is shady, it would be all these guys sitting around making deals while getting rubbed down, right?
Yeah.
In Vegas. Like it doesn't get any worse than that.
Like how do you think you're going to keep that a secret?
He did, and he lied about it. He even lied about the time. I think he was off by like 2 months or something like that when he said that it all happened. Just met him in the lobby, old friend. Hey, old friend.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Yeah, weird.
What a coincidence. Anyway, want to talk?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Lizzo's spokesman is fired back as Lizzo is hit with yet another lawsuit, this time from someone working on the tour in the wardrobe department. In court documents, Asha Daniels, who was hired by Amanda Nomura, who works for Lizzo to join the tour, has filed legal docs stating that she was made to work extremely long hours, forced to hear racist and fatphobic comments, and more. However, Lizzo spokesperson Stephan Friedman says this: "We will pay this as much attention as it deserves." None. In the suit, Daniels claims that she was sometimes made to work from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m., adding that there were times where she was refused breaks. Daniels accuses Nomura of calling black women on tour dumb, useless, and fat, as well as saying that she wasn't allowed to dress sexy around Lizzo because Lizzo would reportedly get jealous when her boyfriend was around beautiful women. So that's from the latest lawsuit.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Stephen A. Smith threw out the first pitch at the Yankees game. I don't know if you saw this. So Stephen A. Smith blowhard. It is always great when the egomaniacs blow the first pitch, right?
Okay.
It's always the best.
This is a Jays game too, right?
Yeah. So he goes out there and he's like got the jersey and the everything else, and he comes up like a good 10, 15 feet short. Like it bounced.
Oh, no.
And then, it bounced. It was like a cricket throw. It bounced and then the catcher caught it. So here's the analyst with the setup here.
This just happened at the stadium. Stephen A. Smith, ESPN, throwing out the first pitch. A lot of conflict. That's a confident strike going to the top of the mound.
Very confident.
There, Jack. But as we've been told by Jack Curry, it is not easy throwing a strike from the top of the mound.
The catcher looks like he's about the size of a quarter.
One hop. That was a 55.
Well, if we were playing stickball, that would have worked out.
That's the pitch you throw when you try and induce a swing and a miss.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So here is Stephen A. Smith talking about what went wrong.
I was warming up down there. I was throwing strikes from 60 feet away. And I got on that mound, and it looked like it was a mile away. I said, what the hell am I doing here? And, it just, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. It was a choke job. It wasn't 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, people like that. It wasn't nose.
Didn't go sideways.
So that's the plus.
Oh, no.
Couldn't that happen to a better guy, though, huh?
He's so great. We've thrown the first pitch out.
Yes.
At a Jays game before.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of easy.
It's not that difficult.
Okay, flex on him, guys.
It's a pitch.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is it to throw a ball 60 feet?
I did it in June, no problem.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Yes.
I don't understand how people have such a hard time. throwing out the first pitch.
Also, if you see his form,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
At least watch it. Like, you're a sports guy.
Yes.
You see this stuff on the daily
Right.
during the season.
Also,
How do
he-
you not know form? And like even just to practice in front of a mirror.
He wore a dress shirt under his jersey, too. So
Oh,
the collar was up and stuff,
That's
right?
swag, though. It's kind of swag.
Yeah.
No,
it's not.
no,
It's
it's
swag.
not. Come
No,
on.
it's not. Nope.
It's like when you see, you know, like the business guys when they go to a hockey game after work and they decide to put the jersey on over the dress shirt.
Yeah.
Like, yo, bring a gym bag and change.
Just change.
Just straight up change.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you in your dress pants, dress shoes, dress shirt with a jersey on top. You look ridiculous.
Yeah, it looks like a Halloween costume, right? Like, it's ridiculous.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Heidi Klum talking about how she prefers her husband, Tom. She says he definitely looks the best naked. I actually love when he's a little bit pudgy, to be honest with you. She says, I'm 50. I don't want him to be 33 and uber shredded also. I don't want someone who worries about their muscles and everything all day long, right?
That's my kind of woman.
Okay.
Right?
I'm all for the comment, right?
Yeah.
That's great. Don't call me pudgy, though. Like, call me thick,
Thank you.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's just basically reiterating the dad bod.
No, I know. Even say dad bod.
Can we
But
just,
say- But say pudgy?
Maria, what would happen if I tried right now to start normalizing woman bod or mom bod?
Oh, you'd have like every girl coming at you.
Right. Okay, cool.
I know.
So
I know.
Okay, just saying.
No, but I would even. I'd
Well, no,
still-
but then it's
I
a whole
would
body
prefer-
positivity thing. So, like, I guess they're putting a name to.
It's a way of calling guys fat
No, I don't-
without
I don't
without
think so.
trying to hurt their feelings.
I would prefer
You don't
dad
think?
bod.
No,
over
I don't think
pudgy.
dad bod
would
is.
you would take dad bod over pudgy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, let's say we have to put in, also Heidi Klum, let me read this quote for you, Shem. She goes on to say that whenever she's around the house alone, she's nude. She goes, if there's no one there, sun's out, buns out. I just don't like tan lines because there were so many different outfits. It's strategic. Okay, anyway.
To be fair, she had me at I'm 50.
Okay, cool. Okay, so everybody here. Okay. So if you had to be called one thing based on what we would all assume, as Maria said, that the standard would be considered dad bod. Okay. So we have dad bod, pudgy,
tick,
plump,
or as
Fat
my
with
husband
PH?
says, pregnant.
Okay, pregnant. Wow. Damn.
Wow. Oh my God.
Okay, so what would you prefer?
That's a category all
I
on
ain't
its own.
touching that. What would you prefer, Mocha?
I would prefer dad bod.
You would prefer dad
Yeah,
bod.
I wouldn't be offended by dad bod.
Okay, Shem?
Religiously bountiful.
Bountiful?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Nah, bro.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Religiously bountiful?
Don't hate.
No. Nobody's going to say that. That's too much in the mouth, right? Like, nobody's going to say all that.
I mean, speak for yourself, but
right? Like,
Oh my God.
right?
Grow up, Shem.
It's like when people used to just throw around the term buxom as if
What?
you weren't saying huge boobs. You know what I mean? Like
Whoever used that term?
Like in the 50s and
Back
stuff.
in my day.
Stop it.
Whoever used that?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Football. A lot going on in the NFL yesterday. Big day.
That Miami game was nuts. My football group chat was going crazy.
Stop it.
70 points. When does that even happen, guys?
Stop it. Travis Kelce's the big story because the dating rumors with Taylor Swift are wild. She was there at the Chiefs game when they were taking on the Bears, and she was with his mom. So if that's not enough of a sign, also they left together. I don't know if you saw that. So here's a little bit of the reaction of Taylor's presence in the building.
I don't know who jumped higher after a Travis Kelce touchdown. If it was Taylor or Greg Olsen when he heard she was going to be at the stadium today.
Quite the day, right? I think my favorite part of that shot, Taylor Swift is chest pumping for Travis Kelce's touchdown, and Mama Kelce's just standing next to her. She's like, honey, I've seen 71 of these. She gave like a light tap on the glass, and she wasn't overly excited about it.
Okay. And then Aaron Andrews was talking to Patrick Mahomes afterwards about the pressure of having to get Travis Kelce a touchdown with Taylor in the building.
Do you realize how much pressure there was on you today from the Swifties to get Travis Kelce a touchdown with Taylor in the house today?
Yeah, I heard she was in the house.
Did you feel the pressure, Patrick?
I thought a little bit of pressure, and so I knew I had to get it to Trav. And of course, it's on a route that Travis, he does his own thing and just makes up a route, and I throw it to him. So I think he wanted to get in the end zone just as much as all the Swifties wanted him to.
Yeah, you don't want the Swifties mad at you.
Bro, Patrick Mahomes sounds like Kenny Powers, huh?
Oh, big time. Yeah, so good.
If you don't know who Kenny Powers is, look it up. It was a great show called Eastbound and Down. But he does. He really sounds like Kenny Powers. I like that guy.
Kenny who?
What's that?
Kenny who?
Kenny Powers.
Powers?
Yeah. Yeah. There's
but don't listen to it like with us on the radio.
No,
there's
you
a
can't.
lot of swearing.
Yeah, it's a filthy show.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Where are we here? The negotiations for the Writers Guild of America and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers reached the finish line yesterday. So it's looking like the writers' strike for the time being is over.
Get back to writing.
I guess it's like a 3-year deal, so we'll probably be doing all this again in a couple of years. The late night shows will probably be the first ones to come back. They've all been dark since May.
Do we know, did they get everything they wanted, or at least I assume,
apparently it's a good deal.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
apparently
good. So
everybody was happy with the deal. So I don't know what the actual details are, but
What about the
people are
actors
happy
strike?
with
That's
the
still
deal.
going on, right?
Still going on. So they got to deal with that next. Most likely, all of the late night shows will come back on the same night.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably how they're going to coordinate it, just so nobody jumps the gun on the other shows.
Sure. They all agree, they
Yeah.
text each other.
Yeah, because during the last strike, I think Letterman came back first and people were pissed.
Oh.
Because he had the whole thing. Letterman was just a man and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I think that what's going to wind up happening is they will all come back on the same night.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's a race, gang.
That's what I'm saying, right? They're all too nice to each other. I don't like this era of all the late night shows getting along. It was a way better. Late night was way more entertaining.
When they just killed each other
when
in
they
the opening
hated each other.
monologues?
When
Yeah.
they hated each other.
Yeah,
But you
I
can't do that anymore, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Lance Bass was at the,
that again?
what was it, the iHeart? It was something or other, some awards show that Lance Bass was at talking to E.T. Because everybody now wants to know, what is going on. Is because of this wave of just adoration and love and everything coming in NSYNC's way. You're going to be working on something, right?
What has it been like to feel all of this love from the fans?
I mean, it is beautiful. To be this age and the fans are still this excited is a dream come true. I had no idea the fandom would go this nuts. I blame Taylor Swift. I think she sicked the Swifties on us, and I think the Swifties and the NSYNCers just kind of created this tsunami. And I think it's been so fun. And I've been telling the fans, we don't have solid plans right now because, we're waiting for the strike to end. We've got things to do. But we'll, they're definitely shaping our future.
I was going to say, because the internet, everyone's ready to sell a body part. They're ready to put their house aside. Kids aren't going to school anymore because the money wants to be spent on NSYNC tour tickets.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully in a perfect world, that might happen one day. But again, no plans right now.
NSYNCers is not a good nickname for the fans. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Just say NSYNC fans.
Yeah, don't say the NSYNCers.
So the new song comes out on Friday, right? This Friday.
Yes.
So Friday before we left for the day, the record label for NSYNC was here.
Oh, cool.
And I was talking to one of the bigwigs.
Yeah.
And he goes, I can send you the song early, but can I trust you?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Oh, no.
Because if let me see what time. Yeah, he's not up yet. He goes, if I send it to you on Thursday, can I trust you?
Yeah.
Meaning, don't play it before Friday.
Right.
I was like, of course. So you might hear new NSYNC on Thursday show.
Dude. Do you already have it or you don't have it yet? You're
not
not getting it now. You're not getting it. What time is it? Like a midnight release kind of thing? So it'll be all Friday.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the case. Maybe, midnight where? Dublin?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
It's midnight
It's
somewhere.
I don't know about that. So are you going to play the hell out of it? Because you had said you're going to do wasn't that you say you're going to do the whole show?
Yeah, you guys are fighting me on making every single song on Friday.
Yeah.
NSYNC.
Yeah. Well,
The
no,
new
that's
track.
what you said.
Yeah.
You said that you were going to play every single song was going to be NSYNC on
Yeah,
Friday.
that's what I
the
said.
new NSYNC. Yes.
I guess we'll find out.
It's not going to happen.
Why not?
There's no way that's going to happen.
Why?
There is
Tell me
no-
why.
Please.
Tell me why.
Please. You like to stir the crap, right?
Uh-huh.
I get you.
Yeah.
I do.
Uh-huh.
But you are way too professional for that. Way too professional.
Guess we'll see what happens on
No,
Friday.
no. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll be here on Friday.
NSYNC Friday.
Show starts 6 a.m. on Friday.
6
right?
a.m.
Yep. Yep. We're going to see if you're going to play that song over and over and over again for what do we do? 5 hours of this show? Something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah.
6
okay.
hours? 5
Okay.
hours, 6
Yep.
hours? Yeah.
Okay. Go for it. I look forward to it. I can't wait to see what you do.
Good. I hope you show up.
you get it early. I hope you start playing at midnight nonstop.
Sure.
Yep. Good. Okay.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice
Tune in
flex.
Friday.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You got yourself in a spot now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a party over the weekend that was hoping this thing wasn't even ever going to get released, didn't they?
Not at all.
No.
Are you kidding?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Please.
Yeah. Sure. All right. No problem. Can't wait for Friday. All that brand new, glorious NSYNC song over and over and over again.
You better not call
Courtesy-
in sick or something. You better be here, bro.
I wouldn't have to call in sick. Give me a half hour with that thing.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I've been trying to find a reputable source for this news about The Office. And so far, I haven't found anything other than Screen Rant, but I did find out where this story came from. This story was originally floated by a guy named Matt Bellany, who runs a website called Puck. However, he is a lawyer and the former editor of The Hollywood Reporter. And he says that now that the writer's strike is over, they're going to start announcing a bunch of new deals. And one of those deals is to reboot The Office with Greg Daniels set to return to head the show.
The original creator of The Office.
The American creator
Sorry,
of The
yes.
Office.
Apologies. Yes.
Yeah.
The American version.
The American version
The
of
Michael
The
Scott
Office.
version.
Yes. So I don't know how I feel about that. Not good.
I mean, they've asked since The Office ended and since like a bunch of them have their own podcasts, they've all asked each other and they've been asked whether or not a Now Times version of The Office would work.
Mm-hmm.
And they've all said no.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
it's not, you can't do those jokes.
Well, maybe you can do new jokes though, right? Like maybe you can still have somebody who is so in. But the problem is that it's just not believable because somebody that inept and everything else, they would just like HR is a different thing now. Like, you know, like you just, I don't know. And I don't know what they do. Maybe they change the location. It's not a paper company. Maybe it's like some other thing. I don't know. Sports team. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
But yes, so that is the big story, which
right.
to me, it's crazy because The Office is still so relevant now. Like people watch The Office like it's new.
Yeah. Yeah. The Office right now with the streaming on Netflix is
Yeah.
what I feel Friends was to Netflix maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
If Friends was still on Netflix, that would be the top one to be watched.
No, but what I'm saying is like it's love now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's receiving that kind of love that Friends got.
Here's the difference, if I may, right?
Sure.
When Friends debuted on Netflix, people discovered Friends for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to The Office, people who watched The Office for those 13 years or whatever it was on on network television continue to just watch The Office.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Because it like had just ended.
It just finished.
And then all of a
It
sudden
wrapped in
pops up
2013
on
and,
Netflix.
And like everybody who watched, I watched every episode of The Office on television, and I watch every episode of The Office on Netflix. Like I
good.
just have not stopped watching The Office. It's not like I discovered The Office. I just never stopped watching The Office.
I just watched the Benihana Christmas episode
Oh
again.
my God, it's so good. It's one of the best.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Podcast.
If you haven't heard by now, Usher is doing the halftime show.
Usher, yes.
And they did a bunch of sort of cool videos to announce Usher doing it. So explain this. So they take a clip from Usher's old video for which song?
For Confessions from 2004. And the video starts with Usher at a recording studio. He's sitting on a stool in
Right.
front of a microphone, and he's writing song lyrics down. He gets a phone call. He takes a phone call. You don't hear the other voice,
Right.
but he's reacting to it. And it turns out it's his side piece calling to tell him that she's pregnant with his kid.
Oh, damn.
Right?
Okay.
So this is the original opening
Thank
to
you.
Confessions.
Hello? Yo, I'm in the booth. I'm gonna call you right back. Nah, I just gotta put this one part down. I'm gonna call you back. I'm at the studio, man. Man, quit playing with me, man. No, for real. Don't play like that.
She's like, no, Usher, it's yours.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
How you know? Put that on everything.
Right? So she puts it on everything. And it's
So
like,
that's the original video. And then they take that clip and then they have a bunch of famous people now sort of inserting themselves into that. And the best one, I guess, is the Kim Kardashian one, right?
Hands down.
All telling
Hands
Usher that he's doing the Super Bowl halftime show.
Hello? Yo, I'm in the booth. I'm gonna call you right back.
Wait, can you talk?
Nah, I just gotta put this one part down. I'm gonna call you back.
Wait, it's Kim.
I'm at the studio, man.
I finally got the answer to those rumors. It's not about me, it's about you. You're doing the Super Bowl.
Quit playing with me, man.
You're playing the Apple Music halftime show in Vegas.
No, for real. Don't play like that.
I don't have time to play. 1, I'm busy. 2, you're doing the Super Bowl.
Are you serious?
Usher, listen to me.
How you know?
I know everything. I've seen you in Vegas twice, but this one's gotta be different.
Put that on everything.
I put that on everything.
Damn.
So it'll be like me, my entire family, all my kids, maybe like 5 to 10 friends. Who should I send my ticket request to?
I'm gonna call you back.
Wait, we'll be in touch.
I'm gonna call you back.
Okay, great. And Kim's great at it.
She's
great.
amazing. She really
and who
is.
else did one? We're not going to play them all, but like who
No.
else? Who
Odell
else do you
Beckham
have?
Jr. did
Okay.
one.
Sorry, bro. This cannot wait.
I'm at the studio, man.
Guess what? You doing a Super Bowl.
Man, quit playing with me, man.
I'm not playing, bro. Apple Music halftime show.
No, for real. Don't play like that.
For real? Vegas, the city of lights.
And then Marshawn Lynch did one. His was actually pretty funny, too.
Hey, hold on. I got something big. I think you're going to want to hear this.
I'm at the studio, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So I don't know if you saw this on Friday, but when Trudeau and Zelensky were in Ottawa, they did a whole thing there. And the Speaker of the House at one point, Anthony Rota, introduced what he said was a Ukrainian and Canadian war hero and thanked him for his service. So here's a little bit of Anthony Rota while Trudeau and Zelensky are there, and you hear everybody applaud.
We have here in the chamber today Ukrainian Canadian world veteran from the Second World War who fought the Ukrainian independence against the Russians and continues to support the troops today, even at his age of 98.
So long applause. This was the first of 2 standing ovations. So the guy's 98 years old, and he gets up and does a thumbs up and everything else. And at that moment, people were like, well, hold on a second here. It was World War II, and he was fighting against the Russians.
Oh, let me
was
dig
he
into the history?
fighting for the Nazis? And it turns out this 98-year-old Yaroslav Hunka was part of the 1st Ukrainian Division. That was the sort of later rebrand. What his actual division was the 14th Waffen Grenadier Division of the SS, which was a Nazi military unit whose crimes against humanity during the Holocaust are very well documented.
Yeah.
So they gave 2 standing ovations to an actual Nazi that was invited.
Who didn't check the credentials?
So there's a lot of not my problem. So Anthony Rota, his apology goes like this. I've subsequently become aware of more information which causes me to regret my decision to honor Huka. I wish to make clear that no one, including fellow parliamentarians and the Ukraine delegation, was aware of my intention of my remarks before I delivered them. I particularly want to extend my deepest apologies to the Jewish communities in Canada and around the world. I accept full responsibility. But nobody said who invited him. The Prime Minister's office said that Anthony Rota, who's the House Speaker, invited him and it's all his responsibility.
Mhm.
But then a picture of this guy's granddaughter shows up on Facebook where the old guy's in a wheelchair in a room all alone and she's like waiting for his meeting with Zelensky and Trudeau. So if you're meeting with anyone, like your office vets people, so nobody vetted this guy.
Yeah.
And everybody was just like, oh, he fought the Russians. But anybody who knows, like, it's World War II. Like, if you're fighting Russians.
Yeah. There's only one team you're on.
We kind of know what team you were on, man.
Yeah.
Right?
And
so
nobody
Zelensky's
checked.
standing there. Zelensky's Jewish. Standing there, like, full applause. Nobody knows who this guy is, but he somehow gets in there. 2 rounds of standing ovations for an actual guy who was in the SS. Isn't that crazy?
They're never inviting anyone to a meeting ever again.
Ever.
It doesn't matter what the resume says.
Ever. And also, this guy, 98, probably doesn't even know who he is anymore, right? Probably been lying to his family forever about what he did. That family just keeps telling the story. My grandpa's a war hero, right? That gets to someone. Oh,
Sure.
there's still a World War II vet because there's not a lot of them alive anymore,
Yeah.
right? Let's get this guy in. He's Ukrainian, war hero, great Canadian, great Ukrainian, everything else. Nobody cares, right?
Two standing ovations.
2 standing ovations. And he doesn't know who he is anymore, I'm sure. Crazy, man. I don't know how you get out of this. I really don't. I don't know how you walk that
Do you
back.
invite him back and boo him?
I don't know, man. He should be in prison.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I don't know if you saw this, man, but there was a ride that got stuck upside down at Wonderland. The lumberjack ride. It's not a roller coaster. It's one of those things that just like
It sways back and forth.
Yeah, but it goes
Goes up and around.
all the way up and around, right? Like the pirate ship, only the full circle. Yeah. Right? But it got stuck at the top with everybody hanging upside down.
We almost went to Wonderland on Saturday.
No, you
too.
did not.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
I would die. I would die if that happened. But 30 minutes. They were 30 minutes. The
Hanging
ride
upside down? My head hurts thinking
almost.
about
The
that.
ride got stuck
Yeah,
at
thank you.
10:40. They got them down at 11:05.
No. No.
So-
go to the nearest. There's a Home Depot up the street. Get
Yeah.
the biggest ladder you can find.
Yes,
and
thank
start
you.
Taking all them people down.
So here's Dammit Maury. I just caught up with Asuna, who was one of the people on the ride.
So when the ride has started, usually it stays stuck for like a second, then it turns. So we had no clue that it wasn't working until a minute later when everybody started freaking out because it was not moving. It was just stuck there, and we were upside down. Everybody was scared. Some of my friends' eyes were red. They couldn't see anything really what was happening at all. And they kept on saying that teams are going to come, they're going to get us down, but we were really shook. We couldn't move. Everybody was screaming. My head had started to hurt because everything was just coming to my head, blood, everything. So when they brought us down the platform, to get up from the ride was not rising. So we spent another 15 to 20 minutes on sitting down.
Oh my God.
And they had brought nurses to check how we were doing, and they had give us water, Powerade. And once we had gotten up, some people had to sit down. There were people that threw up, and one of my friends, he lost his shoes.
Oh my God. That's hell on earth. That's
Lost
hell
his
on earth.
shoes.
That's hell on earth. I couldn't. You got to be kidding me.
I'm supposed to go in a couple weeks.
Yeah, there you go.
You should go on that ride.
It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine. It's fine. But that is
real talk.
crazy.
If
30
that-
minutes is too long.
I agree.
This is why I only do the Ghoster Coaster.
That's it, huh?
That's
No
it.
upside downsies?
No, I will not.
No.
Okay, so that happened on Saturday, right?
Yeah. You're fine.
If I went the following day, I'd still go on the ride.
You're fine.
But if Mocha was upside down, think of all the money that would fall out of his pockets.
It's the epitome of make it rain.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Lenny Kravitz, big news on TikTok over the weekend.
What happened to him?
Lenny Kravitz joined TikTok.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you saw the post, but Lenny Kravitz went back to 2012 and grabbed his big scarf.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So Lenny Kravitz has this, he became famous for this giant scarf in 2012 because the scarf itself looks like it weighs 60 pounds. It's the size of a blanket. And he wrapped it around and he was just out cruising the streets in this big giant scarf. And it became
check out my scarf.
Yeah, it became a meme and everything else. So Lenny Kravitz's first TikTok is Lenny in this scarf saying this.
Grab your big scarf. It's the first day of fall.
Oh, no.
Okay, grab your big scarf. It's the first day of fall.
Is he trying now to insert himself into memedom
I
of
think so.
NSYNC? It's going to be May.
I think so.
And Mariah with It's almost Christmas time.
I think so. I think that he's...
Grab your big scarf. It's the first day of fall.
Like, does he want to be the first fall?
I think
the
so.
first day of fall
I
guy?
think he wants to be fall, where they're all the other, there's not really a fall guy, right?
Yeah, like Mariah's got Christmas. NSYNC's got spring.
Yeah.
Right?
Grab your big scarf. It's the first day of fall.
Come on, Lenny.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Comedian Dane Cook is a married man. This is kind of a shocking headline.
Forgot about that guy.
We talk a lot about age discrepancies when it comes to Hollywood couples. Everybody likes to talk about that. So Dane Cook, 51. His new bride, 24.
What?
But the headline, Dane Cook, 51, marries longtime partner, Kelsey Taylor, 24.
What was a long time now?
I think 6 years.
She's how old?
24.
So 18?
Yeah.
Bro.
So they got married in Hawaii, like cute little ceremony, everything else.
I think you reported on this when they started dating.
Yeah,
all those years ago, right?
This sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you the same question that I probably asked the first time we talked. But how old was she when they met? We know when they started dating.
Wow.
But how old was she
when they publicly met?
when they met each other?
We don't know that information.
Because they started dating when she was 18.
Right. I will say this. You look at all their pictures. They've been together a while. They look very happy together. But again, like, when did they meet? Guests at the wedding danced the night away to 80s classics. And she says, we both grew up listening to the 80s. And it's such a massive part of our life. I guess because her parents are Dane Cook's age, and that's what they were into.
Sure.
So that's what they filled the house with.
They played any Coco Melon music? Her friends would have been into that joint.
Because she was not born then. So to put it into perspective, Dane...
Yeah, you talked about this August 16th, 2018.
Okay,
oh my God.
There we go. Thank you, Maury. So Dane Cook, right, was 3 years older than she is now when she was born.
Oof, damn. Bruh.
Again, Dane Cook, 3 years older than she is now when she was born.
And she is how old now?
24.
And the playlist included what?
80s, just 80s music. Yeah, because that's
For his side.
Yeah, exactly.
Good playlist.
But for
Great
her friends.
Great playlist. I got no problem with that. First dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friends were getting litty to this. But I remember this song.
My God. Like, how old was she when the first Avengers movie came out, or like Marvel or whatever? Like, that's crazy. She probably had to couldn't go alone.
Oh my
had to
God.
go with a parent.
It was 12 years ago.
Right?
Oh, no. Yeah.
He was 12.
Yeah. Yeah. You couldn't go see Iron Man at 12 alone. Your dad had to take you.
She probably went with her dad. Hey, Dad, is that...
I love it.
Is that Dane Cook over there?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Tory Lanez sent out a voicemail from the joint. Tory Lanez doing 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot back in 2020.
Yeah.
I guess he's getting ready to release like a deluxe edition of his Alone at Prom album.
You have.
Oh, sorry.
So here's Tory Lanez from the joint.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Hey, yo, umbrellas, man, what's good? I'm talking to you live from prison right now, man. I'm just happy to get out that county jail. They was hating on a young fly, you heard? Having a 24-hour lockdown, half-size cell by myself, no windows, no mirrors. Ain't even seen himself in a whole year, yo. But with all them disadvantages against me, my head has always been held high, man. And I want y'all to know I'm in great spirits. My drive and my ambition is growing stronger and stronger every day. And I'm so proud of how y'all been moving in my support, man. I know this feels like a scary time, but don't be afraid, man. This don't spark no fear in my heart at all. In fact, I'm more prepared than ever. The music, the videos, and all the projects you wanted, they all ready to drop. So let's just start with the one that we want most, the Alone in Crime Deluxe.
Bro, why are you talking like that? You're from Brampton.
Okay. Also, I love how he says all the disadvantages against me. You shot a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the disadvantages against you are self-inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've read your menu. Not so bad.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Okay, so great story, horrible headline. Like, it's a medical story, and you want to be like, yes, this is great, but I can't not be grossed out when I read the headline.
Oh, God. Okay, go.
Japanese company developing drug to grow teeth.
Huh?
What?
Japanese company developing drug to grow teeth.
Like new teeth?
So, yes. But it's for people who are like don't have them, or
Like
if you were born and your baby teeth fell out, but you didn't get your adult teeth. Like there's a lot of people like that then have to get posts and fake teeth and everything else.
They're not growing teeth in like in like a dish.
No, like you can't ask for the palm of your hand, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it's for people who are like they need them, right?
Okay.
And so it's a
But how
new
are they-
drug.
How are they growing teeth, though?
I don't know. It's a whole thing, but the team has already successfully administered the drug and grown teeth in ferrets.
Oh, okay.
Which have both baby and permanent teeth, like
so I take the
people
pill,
do.
and then
Yes.
eventually teeth will grow out of
Yes.
my gums.
Yes.
Oh, I thought like they grew teeth.
That's
right?
yes.
And
Thank
then-
you.
And then I gotta go to
No,
my dentist, and he's gonna do
no,
the install for me.
No, they want to see trials in humans by 2024. Okay, I am still very skeptical. Like, even if I lost all my teeth, I may still go with the post and fakies because I'm like, if I take this pill, what if there's one little thing genetically wrong with me
Sure.
where the teeth don't necessarily start growing where they should grow?
Right, like you got a tooth growing out of your nose.
Something.
Right?
Right? Like where I just start getting teeth.
Right? Is that what you were gonna say, Maria?
Yeah, that's literally my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Where
Where-
the
okay.
tooth starts growing out of like a random part of your
Okay,
body.
if you took this pill,
Yes.
okay, and you had like not one tooth, but like a full set grow
Like
that
multiple?
were not in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, where would be the best place? Where would be the worst place?
The worst place would be on my face,
Okay, yes,
right?
yeah,
Best place,
best case scenario.
because I could hide them.
Yeah.
Probably like on my ribs, like
Right.
on the side of my body.
Okay, damn it, Maury.
Worst place?
Yeah,
But
but
like the
yeah.
Okay,
oh,
yeah.
oh, yeah. Oh,
Sure, of
oh,
course.
no.
Yeah.
Okay,
because then it would look like a second
Yeah.
leg.
okay.
Best place?
Best place?
Best place?
Yeah, like where you could hide it, maybe.
Oh, where you? Oh, yeah, underarms.
Oh,
You got to brush them too.
Oh, you gotta. You know what that would do to a stick of deodorant? Get all chopped
Maria,
up.
best place?
Best place, I would say, like, I guess, like back or like stomach.
Oh my god!
Like the lower parts, you can hide it over like pants, so you can always get it removed if you really need to.
Bro,
Okay.
If I hug somebody and they had teeth on their back.
I know.
Ugh. That's
You
why I
feel
don't
a little-
hug. Yeah, Shem.
The worst place is
Yeah.
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 right, and the best.
Yeah.
Okay, now if I move my mouth, will the teeth also move at the same time? Because
I'm done. I'm done.
He wins.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The SAG-AFTRA, this is the actors union who are still on strike for the film and television actors. They've now authorized the strike against the video game industry. The vote was 98.32% in favor of the strike authorized against 10 major video game companies. Those video game companies are Activision,
It's big.
Blind Light,
Yeah.
Disney, Electronic Arts, Formosa, Insomniac, Epic Games, Take-Two, VoiceWorks, and WB Games.
So basically, all the big ones.
So basically all of them.
Everything.
The union rep says between the exploitative use of AI and lagging wages, those who work in video games are facing many of the same issues as those who work in film and television. This strike authorization makes an emphatic statement that we must reach an agreement that will fairly compensate these talented performers, provide common sense safety measures, and allow them to work with dignity. Our members' livelihoods depend on it. So the video game actors may be next.
Damn.
That's crazy.
We got a delay on any upcoming releases or things that may be worked on right now.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, the Victoria's Secret fashion show is back. Did you know this?
No.
Well, it's sort of back, I guess. So it'll be on, I think, Prime Video after a 4-year hiatus in the form of an 85-minute film. after it was canceled 5 years ago. They had terrible ratings, and there was controversy, the sexual harassment behind the scenes with the company and at the shows. They had ties to Jeffrey Epstein, a culture of like misogyny and all this other stuff. So this now, they've tried to sort of rebrand it a little bit. Doja Cat is doing a performance. Naomi Campbell's going to be in it. Hailey Bieber's going to be in it. So a lot of the brand's famous models, Adriana Lima will be there, as well as interspersed. They've beefed up their cast with the traditional models, but also a more diverse cast of models as well, they say. So I guess the Victoria's Secret fashion show is sort of back.
All right.
Kinda, I guess. Yeah.
I'm excited to see
Yeah.
it.
I went to one of those live, eh?
What?
I did, yeah. I used to cover the Victoria's Secret fashion show for ET Canada every year. And I went to one in New York. I think it was the one that Bruno Mars played at. It was, yeah. Do you remember? You were pissed at me, weren't you, Mocha, at the time? I believe I remember you being pissed at me for going, because I knew I had to miss a day of the show.
It was the first year, actually the first couple of months, that we were working together.
Yes.
And Ross was like, "I got to take a day off," and I was like, "For what?" He's like, "I'm covering the Victoria's Secret fashion show." I was like, "Bro, hook me up with a ticket." Like, yo, I'll pay for a flight to New York.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I can't do that."
And it had the $1 million bra.
Yeah. It was a $15 million bra.
And then, you know how he trolled me? I'm pretty sure I told this story before, but he trolled me so hard when he got back. And I believed every single word. He said, at the Victoria's Secret fashion show, what they do for the media is they get all the models to line up on either side of the room, right? And you, as like a guest, like covering the event, walk down this long corridor and just surrounded by models.
Yeah.
And as you walk by, their hands like come out and they all like tickle your back, right? Lightly.
You believe that?
And then you get down to the very end where there are two models holding the wings and they put them on you. And you get to... You get to wear the
believe
wings.
this?
Yeah, fully.
Yeah.
And you get to wear the wings and then like take a photo with the models.
Yeah, I told you had to run the tickle gauntlet.
That's what it was.
And Mocha was so pissed that he missed the tickle gauntlet.
I was so mad.
Anyway, I'm glad to see the tickle gauntlet came back. That's one thing. That's one part of Victoria's Secret fashion show. That's one tradition that you can't let die. I'm sorry. You can't let that one die.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, do we have time for Trudeau and all that stuff here? So more about the Nazi that they honored in the House of Commons. So this is House Speaker Anthony Rota's official apology yesterday.
I've subsequently become aware of more information which causes me to regret my decision to recognize this individual. I wish to apologize to the House, and I'm deeply sorry that I've offended many with my gesture and remarks. I would also like to add that this initiative was entirely my own. The individual in question being from my riding and having been brought to my attention. No one, including you, my fellow parliamentarians, or the Ukraine delegation, was privy to my remarks prior to their delivery. So before anything starts, I just want to make it clear that it was my decision.
It was me.
My decision alone. This was a constituent who wanted to see what it wanted to be.
So he's taking the heat on this. If nobody loses their job over this, what the hell is even the point of anything?
To resign,
right? What is the point on anything if nobody loses their job?
Yeah.
So the thing is that when you invite anybody into that room, especially when there's a foreign dignitary there, all the security levels, everything else, names have to be submitted and you have to be vetted. Everybody gets vetted. And so the Prime Minister is saying it's all Anthony Rota's fault because he runs his own office and he's in charge of everything. But the security that vets people is all part of the literal government proper. So they're the ones. So he may have invited the guy, but other people knew who was on that list and who was vetted and how was this guy vetted. So here is Justin Trudeau, and I don't know how, but he managed to spin honoring a Nazi in the House of Commons into Russian propaganda. It's incredible.
Obviously, it's extremely upsetting that this happened. The speaker has acknowledged his mistake and has apologized.
But this is something that is deeply embarrassing to the Parliament of Canada and by extension to all Canadians.
Threw your mans under the bus like that.
Particularly of Jewish MPs and all members of the Jewish community across the country who are celebrating or commemorating Yom Kippur today. I think it's going to be really important that all of us push back against Russian propaganda, Russian disinformation, and continue our steadfast and unequivocal support for Ukraine as we did last week with announcing further measures to stand with Ukraine in Russia's illegal war against it.
Russian disinformation. Karina Gould, who was sitting there, she's a liberal, and she says, I don't know whether she slipped up or she meant to say this, but she confirmed that everybody there was vetted. Listen to this.
When it comes to everyone that was invited to Parliament, of course that vetting happened.
Did it though?
Right. Did it? Yeah, it
You
did.
checked- you checked everything.
Yeah, it did. They're just incompetent. That's all it is.
You checked everything?
Yeah, but everybody still today has their job. Everybody still has a job. Isn't that wild? It's so crazy to me. Everybody's still got a job.
Damn.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Stars has canceled Heels, that wrestling show. I don't know if you and Shem are interested in that show at all.
Heels! I watched. That was Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
And I can't remember.
They canceled also Run the World. I don't know if you know that show. Blind Spotting they've canceled. And there's a show called The Venery of Samantha Bird, or Veneri. I don't know how you say that word. And I guess that show shut down before the strike, and they are not restarting production when the strike is over.
Wonder Years.
What's that?
They canceled the remake of Wonder Years last week.
Did they? Yeah. So
Wait, did they say why they canceled? I don't care about those other shows, but Heels?
Heels, did they say why? No.
No. They did what? 2 seasons of that show?
Yes, it was two seasons. Yeah.
I watched the first few episodes when I can get it for free, but then tried to get me to pay for the network, and
maybe that's why.
I wasn't having it.
Yeah.
Sorry, no offense to Stephen Amell. I love that, the first free episodes were great.
Love Stars.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Taylor Swift's Eras Tour movie is now going to be a global release on October 13th.
Oh, amazing.
So more than 100 countries. AMC is working with its sub-distributing partners to reach agreements with movie theater operators representing more than 7,500 movie theaters globally to show the film. The concert movie will play on all Odeon locations throughout Europe. And then more than 4,000 locations in U.S. and Canada. They're saying
Any IMAX?
That I don't know.
That'd be sick.
But they're saying that it should be a $100 million weekend, which would put it at the top of the concert film debuts.
Do you want to go, me and you?
Me? I don't know.
Come on!
No.
I'll make us Roz and Mocha friendship bracelets.
I don't want to go to a movie.
You've been. You just say you don't want to go with me.
No, that's not it at all. That's not it. Don't say that. Don't say it like that.
So what is it?
It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't sound like fun to me.
I'll give you guys free parking.
A Taylor Swift concert movie. That doesn't sound like fun?
Well, no, fine. Yeah.
Feels personal.
Yeah. It doesn't
really
feel
does,
personal.
right, Chad?
Why did you drag me into this? Am I like...
I didn't drag you into anything.
I just asked you a question.
Yeah, and I said no thank you. Why is that not good enough?
No, you didn't really say thank you.
Yeah.
said no.
No thank you.
There was no thank you.
Oh my God, stop it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Scientists now have revealed when humans will experience mass extinction. Dammit Maury, we're going to go around the room. I will start with you. Dammit Maury, in how many years do they say humans will be extinct? Now, this is according to computer simulations, suggesting that the planet will face mass extinction that wipes out all mammals. This is from the University
It's not
of
like we'll
Bristol.
stop making babies and then it'll just be like we'll just die off at the end.
All life forms still alive on Earth by this time will have to cope with temperatures between 40 degrees at the lowest and 70 Celsius at the highest. This is a daily thing. So there will be no more water. It will just be one giant supercontinent that
It's just hot.
is just hot. So
You need
more
like SPF 1000.
Yes, and they are not taking, and this by the way, they say This number where the extinction will happen is if we stopped burning fossil fuels today. Otherwise, that number gets shorter. So, damn it, Maury, how long from now, give it to me in years, do you think that all humans, according to these scientists, will be extinct?
543.
543 years. Mocha, what do you say?
Like 100 million years.
Like 100 million. Shem, what do you say?
I'm going to say 50,000.
50,000.
50,000 years?
Maria,
Yeah.
what do you say?
I'm going to go 300 million years.
300 million years. The actual retail price is 250 million years from now.
Oh, it was close.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What you said? What did you say, Maury? You said
Like 500 years.
500 years.
Bro. I know AI is trying to, take over and everything, but they have to work a little harder.
Yes, and that would be the people who still survived. So you would be like, we would revert back to sort of like
cave people
Cave
days.
people, basically. Like
Yeah.
you would just be, there would be no trees to stay cool under. Like you would be digging a hole. Like you'd be living in the ground like a mole.
But we'd have berries, right?
Right?
I love
No,
the heat,
there would be
though.
no berries. There would be no water.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Like, yeah, you'd have to like dig and dig and dig and dig
So then
to find a
who-
little moisture.
Then who's here?
What's that?
Then who's here?
Well, it would just
Just
be
nothing.
it would just be those that survived.
The machines.
And then eventually, no, not even the machines.
Oh, yeah, because
And
they
then,
melt.
yeah, and then eventually, everything would just die. Everything would just die.
That's depressing.
How about some happy news, bro?
Okay. How many years ago, Maury, did the asteroid hit the Earth that made the dinosaurs go extinct? How many years ago was that?
10,000.
10,000 years,
What?
says
Oh, is that too
Maury.
many?
How many realistically do you think, Maury?
15,000.
15,000 years ago.
What, like billions?
66 billion years
Oh.
Sorry, 66 million years ago.
That was how long it was?
66 million years ago. Yeah, why?
Oh, no, I was just asking a question.
Oh, what did you think it was?
Do you
What
think
did
it was like a
it
couple hundred?
No, not a
What did you
couple
think it
hundred.
was?
Like a couple thousand?
Yeah.
A couple thousand.
Girl.
I remember watching like the Land of the Times as a kid, and I thought it wasn't that far ago. Then
See, this, honestly, though, this is what messes with a lot of people who grew up going to Sunday school who believe that man and dinosaurs walked on the earth at the same time.
You better watch it, buddy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, is it a romance or a promance? That's the
What do you
question.
mean?
Is it like a fake romance?
Well, fake for who? Who
For
would
Taylor,
benefit?
they say that some of Taylor's relationships have been fake, and who knows?
But she doesn't
who
need
knows-
promo now.
Who knows why? No, but they say it's all part of Taylor's master plan. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. She said some quote on one of her tracks, which was, "What if I told you none of it was accidental?" kind of, and everybody's taking it. I don't know, dude. But they're wondering if this is all like a setup, something that Taylor's been working towards. Who knows what? I don't know. All I know is that Travis Kelce was on his brother's podcast, which they are going to release today, and he will be discussing the romance for the very first time. Listen to this.
We've been avoiding this subject out of respect for your personal life. Now we got to talk about it.
Yeah, my personal life, that's not so personal.
Yeah, well.
I did this to myself, Jason. I know this.
Well, Trav, how's it feel that Taylor Swift has finally put you on the map?
Gotta roast him. Whatever. It's your brother, right?
So good.
I saw a thing where people in Kansas City, Taylor Swift fans, have been showing up at all these places where they think Taylor Swift is at restaurants.
Oh, I know.
Dental office.
I know. I'm sure,
Bars.
too, like everybody on game day is going to be booking restaurants just so they can hopefully get kicked out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Ask me to leave. Ask me to leave. Put my food in a bag.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kristen Stewart is back with her gay ghost show, her gay ghost hunting show.
What?
Not hunting gay ghosts, but the people who hunt the ghosts are gay.
Oh!
I understood what Mocha was thinking. Yeah.
What's that, Maury?
I thought it was the other way around.
Same.
It's called Living for the Dead. It seems pretty hysterical. Here's the trailer for it.
This is a quarter mile down. You will hear things.
How many people died here?
I am feeling a cold chill going up my leg. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of nice.
We
We are paranormal investigators.
We're going to figure out what's here and what we can do about it.
Watch as our team of experts crisscross America through the unknown and beyond.
Look at me now, look at me now. I got to come out twice, for being gay and for talking to dead people.
I have been a tarot card reader for 31 years. You've got Miss Alex, the tech guru. Logan's one of the best mediums I've ever seen. Roz is our researcher. Juju is our resident witch.
This is a pretty simple seance.
More like a gay-on.
You're dealing with something demonic.
There was something hovering over me. It's moving.
We are not here to provoke spirits.
Is there anybody up here with us? Don't move. I hear gay people.
Come
on
believe
now.
this place is haunted.
Employees are quitting because of the fear of this building.
The clowns aren't really bothering me. It's the bedspread that I find horrific.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Looks pretty good, if you ask me.
I've always wanted to go on one of those ghost hunting shows.
I know.
To accompany the ghost hunters.
Yes.
I want to go on
see
this one.
Yeah.
If what it is they're experiencing is actually happening.
I just want to hang out with Kristen Stewart. She's the best, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Golden Globes, in an effort to stay relevant, I guess, they've added 2 new categories to this year's Golden Globe ceremony. One is the Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award, and then the other is the Best Performance in Stand-Up Comedy on Television. So the Cinematics Box Office Achievement Award. Eligible films are those that achieve a box office receipt total of $150 million, 100 of which must come from the U.S. domestic box office and or obtain the digital streaming viewership recognized by a trusted source. So these are for the movies that are big, giant, and loud and fun, but never get considered because awards shows are usually leaning a little bit more towards the artsy, right?
So they're doing what the MTV Movie Awards do.
Basically, yes, which I have always said this should be the top award. The top award, not necessarily movies that just made the most, but the top award in the business of Hollywood, whether it's the Academy Awards or the Golden Globes, and everybody knows it, the top award of the night should go to the movie that cost the least and made the most. That's the business of Hollywood. That's show business. And they don't recognize that at all. The Stand-Up Comedy Award is, I guess they're going to, because they're on Netflix, there's so many stand-up specials every year. And this is specifically for that. So it has to be 30-plus minutes stand-up special released within the qualifying period of time.
So like Dave Chappelle would win, Kevin Hart would win, Chelsea Handler would win.
Yeah.
Bill Burr would win. All the greats.
You know who I love on Netflix, and she cranks out specials, and they are always hysterical, is that, I don't know what her last name is, but I think her first name is Eliza. You ever seen her, the blonde?
Mm-mm.
Oh, my God, she's funny.
Eliza,
I don't know. She's funny.
Schlesinger?
Is that who it is? Elijah
Schlesinger?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you ever seen her?
No, never.
Just stand-up or she has like movies?
Stand-up. Only stand-up.
Okay.
She is like when I will first day watch when she's on Netflix.
Yeah?
For sure.
All right.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You want to hear Pink throw a circumcision activist out of her concert?
Hold on, what?
So,
bruh, coming in hot already.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so Pink was doing a show, and fans shot this video, and I guess there was a guy in the front row, and Pink's talking to the audience, and he holds up his phone to her so she can read it. And then what you'll hear is she leans forward and reads it. And written on this guy's phone in big font is circumcision, cruel, and harmful. And so that's what he did at the Pink show. Listen, you can be an activist and feel however you want, right? But he did it at the Pink show. He tried to get Pink's attention. Pink is some sort of,
is she gonna be on your side? Start making
giant
announcements?
activist pro circumcision. I don't know her stance on circumcision.
Sure.
But this guy has opinions, and then Pink notices and has him thrown out of the show.
Oh no!
I went to. What does that say? What? Oh wow, you're making a whole point right now, aren't you? Do you feel good about yourself? Are you gonna be all right? You spent all this money to come here and do that? Come on, dude. I'm gonna have to buy a Birkin bag with that ticket money. Get that out of here. he wants all of you to read it. He wants all of you to read it. He came here tonight to talk about circumcision.
Oh, no. And you're getting flamed by Pink.
Right? And he's like real proud, too.
You need to get that out of you. Get it out. Get that cancer out, man.
So, and he's standing there while security's grabbing him, like turning in circles so all the crowd can see what's written on his phone, too.
See
And then they...
small ass phone, bro.
And then they
Come
kick
on,
his
man.
ass out of there. So
It
weird,
didn't work, pal.
man. That's, like, I get it, but, like, Jesus.
Wrong place, wrong time.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Britney Spears released a video the other day where she was dancing in her living room. Everything Britney releases is a video of Britney dancing in her living room. And Britney was in a pair of like bikini bottoms and like a little top, and she was dancing with knives to a song. And then you hear her clink the knives together. So here's that clip. Okay. So, okay, that is definitely metal on metal, right?
Uh-huh.
The sound of metal on metal. And then fans in the comments were like, yo, what is going on with you? And then she replied saying, I started playing in the kitchen with knives today. Don't worry, they are not real knives. Halloween is soon. But then she released a follow-up video. I don't know if you saw this.
No.
Wearing the exact same outfit with a cut on her leg and a giant bandage on her arm.
Oh, Brittany, come on now. Not real knives making these real noises?
Yes.
Right? Come on now.
Okay.
That's not plastic.
That is not.
So she cut herself? At some point?
It appears that she cut herself in at least 2 spots, one of which required a full wraparound bandage, not a Band-Aid. Like her arm has a white gauze.
So she sliced herself.
Wrapped around.
Not cut, sliced.
Sliced.
Girl.
Right?
Like, come get them knives out of,
what
out of
are
her
you-
home.
What are you doing? Like, it's alarming. That's
Yeah.
alarming behavior.
It is. It is.
And then to say not real knives, like we didn't just hear that?
Yeah. They clearly made a clink clink sound. Like
that's. I'm surprised they didn't spark.
Yeah, those are real knives.
Those are real knives.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You want to hear Kelly Osbourne going off on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle again?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, so this was on, I guess it's the Osbournes podcast. The
First
one that
episode.
Was it? Yeah. The one that she is doing. She does it with her mom, right?
The whole family.
Is that the deal? Oh, the whole family. Even
Dad's there.
Ozzy's out there?
Yeah.
Oh, no. long episode.
Come on,
no
man.
offense, but
No offense.
you know, let
What
that
do they
man
do?
speak.
How much time do they spend talking about Ozempic? A lot, I bet, eh? Because it's Sharon Osbourne. That's all she's talking about these days is Ozempic. And she's talking about how she lost too much weight on Ozempic.
Bro, I saw on an ad, I can't remember which baseball game it was.
Yeah.
But you know the digital billboard right behind
Home plate?
home plate?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it in big orange background with a white lettering that read Ozempic. And it was on 3 panels.
Yeah.
Huge.
There's one on the highway here.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, everybody's on Ozempic. I got to get on that, I think.
Me first.
Wait, hold on. Speaking of things like Kelly, you were when I was in Australia, every time I opened up the news app, it was like Kelly Osbourne says Harry's a prick or whatever.
No, I said he was a
Did you see that?
Was that recently?
as well. No, I just said twat. Yeah, I just.
Oh my God, Maury.
I just think he's such a whinger.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that mean?
Like when you whinge, like a
Whine. And
A
the
biatch.
thing is,
Yeah.
and maybe it's because
Wow.
I feel a certain level of disappointment in the sense where I feel like they had an opportunity to become the most liked, loved people in the entire world that could actually bring some positive change, but they went down this like victim road instead. Like I get wanting to leave
The royal family.
I get that, but then just leave. Don't leave and then just give like woe is me stories about how difficult it was.
Whinger. It's a great term.
So she doesn't like them.
No, I think that she feels the way a lot of people feels, which is they could have gone one way, but they chose to go another way.
The way they
And
went.
that's the way they went, which was clearly a bad decision.
Mm-hmm.
just based on everything we already know and have already seen. What else? Do I have anything else?
No.
No, I'm good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Queer Eye's Jonathan Van Ness was on Dax Shepard's podcast, and it sort of got heated when they were debating trans issues. And this is a heavily sort of like edited clip of a much longer conversation, but you can see how it ended with Jonathan Van Ness in tears. Listen to this.
What people are questioning, which is, could the captain of the water polo team that was male for 19 years next month or in 1 year compete against girls and women? Would that be fair to girls and women? That's a fair question.
Sure. I once had someone say, if trans women were allowed to transition, we would have never had Serena Williams because the 10,000th best man could have transitioned and beat Serena Williams. I just like think, how little do we think of women's athletes? I don't think that the 10,000th ranked male tennis player could beat Serena Williams a week after she had a baby, which I think is just right now. So I just think that there's a lot of patriarchy. There's a lot of trans misogyny, but back to trans people in sports. For adults, this door's already been slammed shut. Honestly, I wanted to come like chat about my podcast like other shows.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that. I did not intend at all to get into a debate with you about this. I didn't want that at all. I adore you. I think you're hysterical and talented, and I love that you're an activist.
I could just like cry because I'm like so tired of having to like fight for little kids because they just want to be included. I wish that people were as passionate about little kids being able to like be included or grow up as they were about fictitious women's fairness in sports. I have to tell you, I am very tired.
Damn.
I don't know if you can call it fictitious women's fairness in sports, but you go on. Is that show still in the air? Queer Eye More? Do you have a new season? Is that the deal?
They're filming, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
One just came out not too long ago.
Here is...
Although none of them were Anthony's bachelor party.
No, I know. We got that story.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Anthony Rota, the House Speaker in the House of Commons, the guy who... I guess organized for that Nazi to show up, and they all give him a standing ovation. So he finally resigned yesterday. Do you have any interest in listening to his resignation?
Is it boring?
I mean, it's a resignation from the Speaker of the House.
We kind of have to. We talked about this all week.
I mean, give it a little bit. Give it a little bit. Give it a little bit.
It's with a heavy heart that I rise to inform members of my resignation as Speaker of the House of Commons.
Okay, cool.
Okay. You know what's interesting is that everybody who's come out to say something, they're all apologizing, and this guy's resigning. Poland is talking about starting extradition for the 98-year-old Nazi that's been hiding in Canada all these years. But nobody's denounced the guy. Like, even in his apology, nobody has said anything about the guy. They're all like, I'm sorry I invited the guy. But nobody's saying anything about the guy.
Okay, hold on.
It has been my greatest honor as a parliamentarian to have been elected by you, my peers, to serve as the Speaker of the House of Commons for the 43rd and 44th Parliament. The work of this House is above any of us.
Okay, yeah, that's enough anyway.
Boring.
Okay, boring. But it doesn't get any better for Justin Trudeau. So do you remember last week he came out and said they had credible evidence that India did some sort of hit on a Sikh guy in BC, and then all hell broke loose and India started canceling visas, and then they expelled a diplomat, and then we expelled a diplomat and everything else.
And there's protests outside the Indian consulate out there.
So now this is how ridiculous and how ugly it's getting.
What?
So Indian TV's wild, man. So the Prime Minister's office here, Trudeau's office, are now having to dismiss comments from a former Indian diplomat who says there is, quote, credible rumors that Justin Trudeau's plane was full of cocaine during his recent G20 meeting in New Delhi. So,
come on.
Credible
rumors?
Okay, listen to this. Deepak Vora, former Indian ambassador to Sudan, made the accusation on television. He said, quote, when Justin Trudeau came to India for the G20 this month, his plane was full of cocaine. He did not come out of his room for 2 days. He claims that he didn't take a meeting because he was too high. He went on to say, this is the best, my wife saw him at the Delhi airport and said that Trudeau looked depressed and stressed. We don't know the reason. I don't know the reality, but social media and credible rumors suggest that his plane was full of cocaine. He goes on to criticize Trudeau for having little knowledge of international relations and said that he behaves like a small child. So, so this statement from
Damn, Justin, you going to take that?
The Prime Minister's office is they're now forced to say this is absolutely false and a troubling example of how disinformation can make its way into media reporting.
Cocaine.
Like, how much cocaine? What's the rumor? Like, if we're talking rumors, right? Like, how much is a lot of cocaine?
Like a lot as in...
Because he said, quote, full of cocaine.
Then I expect to be coke everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, like they
But
were
not
partying
yes.
on that plane.
Yes.
Like cocaine on
Never
all
happened,
the,
but yes.
You know, like the tables.
Yes, the
that
flip down
recline-
tables.
The flip down table. Like just covered.
Yes.
Right? Coke
Piles
everywhere.
of it.
Rolled up $100 bills.
Oh, just everywhere.
All of it.
All of it.
Mirrors.
Yeah.
The mirrors everywhere.
Self snitches.
Who the hell goes on television and makes that accusation?
Rumors.
Quote, credible rumors. And also my wife.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The late night shows are all going to be back on Monday. Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, and Stephen Colbert will all return Monday. John Oliver will be back on HBO on Sunday. Real Time with Bill Maher will return to HBO on Friday. So there you go. All the late night shows are back.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I've never watched an episode of The Kardashians.
Oh my God, you would love it.
Whether it was on MTV, is that what they were on?
No, it was on E.
On E, and then now on Hulu
or Disney in Canada.
Yeah, there was a colossal fight, and it was between Kim and Courtney.
Yeah,
and it was over the phone. So I guess what happened was Courtney had this sort of thing with Dolce & Gabbana, where they did Courtney's wedding dress and they did her whole wedding, everything else. And then Kim took a job being the creative director for one of the Dolce & Gabbana shows, I guess. And that really pissed off Courtney because she felt that like she was the Dolce & Gabbana girl. I don't know.
But they didn't ask you, Court.
They didn't ask you, right? So what happened is that they get on this phone call and they're just going at each other. And then Kim reveals on the phone call that there's a separate WhatsApp group chat where they only talk about Courtney. So here's the first part of the argument.
All of your friends call us complaining, whether you think they're the ones going to you, they're all coming to us on the side saying the opposite to us. So we're all confused and we're on a group chat that's actually labeled not Courtney. So we know and have to funnel what your friends are saying to us and have to figure out why you're such a different person and why you have this vendetta out.
Want to be a part of that? Like,
they're your friends, the ones that you speak to on a daily basis, but you take it all out on me. And I'm trying the best that I can to reconcile and figure it out and call you all the time.
It's about you. You are a narcissist. It is all about you. Anything you do, it's about you and about how it looks to the world about you. So you just want to clear up your facts. Take out my whole side of the episode. I don't give a what anyone thinks about me.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Okay,
Doesn't sound like it.
Okay,
I think I'll talk about that in the group chat.
Right? Now the group chat's going to be lit. So that was part one of the fight. Listen to part two.
You're talking about the details because it's all your egotistical, selfish mind can think about. You cannot stand someone else being the center of attention. You came to my wedding. You couldn't be happy. You complained from the second you got there till the second you left. That's what it's about. Forget about you couldn't be happy. You couldn't be happy for me. You couldn't be happy that I was the center of attention and you weren't.
What is it that you feel so low of me?
If you'd like to.
No, I want you to dig deep and figure out why you hate me so much and why you're so angry with me because all of this never happened. I was so happy for you. I was so. Why would I not be happy for you?
Yeah.
I felt at my wedding like you weren't happy for me.
Because you have a serious vendetta. You just are a different. You hate us. You're a different person. We all talk about it.
I don't need you guys anymore.
Damn, come, son.
Right? Oh, that's siblings right there. Jesus.
I don't know, man. Like, I've gotten into
Is that
disagreements
legit
with
though? Because like I don't know how much of the show is BS and everything
Bro,
else. And,
they
or do they
fight
really
so
dislike
much.
each other this much and they feel
No, but then,
truly
like-
that way?
But then, like, hours later, or quote unquote hours later,
Yeah.
when you're watching it on television, they just make up. Like, they
Right.
apologize. They say, I didn't mean it.
And I get they all know it's good for business too. Like let's not
you
forget
need that drama.
Yeah, they know it's good for business, but that's a crazy conversation to have with somebody, let alone your sibling.
There's got to be a hint of truth to that though, right? Like Kim is sort of the darling of that family.
Yeah, and I think
right?
yeah, and I think that they should all kiss her ass a little bit. I think Courtney's way out of line for saying this. When she goes off on Kim saying it's all about you, yeah, guess what? It is.
Yeah.
Courtney and her have always had issues, though.
Yeah.
Big
Like,
time.
and Courtney's always been the one that's just been like, I don't want to be on the show, then back on the show. That doesn't want the attention, wants the attention. So I just feel like it's like you said, the conflict.
That show would still exist. That show in its entirety, that family in its entirety would still exist the way it does today if you removed any one of them with the exception of Kim.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Courtney got to start acting like that, I think.
I am here for all that drama, though. Look who's interested in the show now. Haven't even watched a single episode.
I'll still never watch one.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Deal or No Deal is back. It's
Who guessed?
It's
Me.
It's
Marie, you like that show?
Yeah, I used to love. I even had a game growing up.
okay. So here is Howie Mandel passing the briefcase off to its new host for Deal or No Deal Island.
Howie Mandel here, coming to you from an empty soundstage someplace in Hollywood. The biggest, most exciting game show ever is about to return. Think about bigger money, harrowing challenges. How, you ask? By not shooting it in a soundstage like this. The whole show will take place on an undisclosed island location a world away from civilization. Wait. What? I'm a germaphobe, people. I don't even shake hands. There's gonna be like, there'll be like bugs and snakes and I can't go. I can't do it. I can't host it. But they're gonna need a host. Someone adventurous. Someone who loves games. Someone who's good looking like me. Not your average Joe. Joe Manganiello.
Howie Mandel.
Would you host Deal or No Deal Island? Don't answer. Let me ask correctly. Deal or no deal?
Deal.
There you go.
There you go. This case has plane tickets. It's got masks.
wow.
It's got gloves.
So Deal or No Deal, this is a really like NBC's like I'm sure devastated to a certain point because Sofia Vergara is on America's Got Talent and her co-host is Howie Mandel. And Howie Mandel, remember he was goofing on her like about the divorce and all that stuff?
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
sure NBC thought that they were going to have both Sophia and Joe to be able to sort of trot both of them out and do a bunch of press for their shows. And then he filed for divorce and it's this big thing. So Deal or No Deal Island, it's kind of sounds like Survivor in a way. So it's a spin on the classic game where 13 players are transported to the elusive Bankers Private Island Resort to compete for cash in a season-long, fully immersive competition. So Deal or No Deal was always new contestants every week, right? This is going to be a cast of characters that go to an island, and I guess every part of the game play is going to be Deal or No Deal in order to win something or advance in the game. So it's going to be a very different game.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know.
You watch that, Maria?
I'll see how it is.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Apparently, sitting all day increases the risk of dementia. So according to a new study, that people who stay seated for long hours at work or at home are at much higher risk of developing dementia than people who sit less. The negative effects of extended sitting can be so strong, researchers found, that even people who exercise regularly still face the risk if you sit too much. Even if you exercise in the morning, get a good workout, if you sit all day, you're one of those people, it erases what you did at the gym.
Oh,
So
sorry,
they
I forgot. What were you talking about?
Maury lies down all day. I don't think this is on this study.
This don't apply to you.
If the in the men and women who sit for at least 10 hours a day,
10 hours?
okay, which most of them they said they did in their study, their risk of developing dementia within the next 7 to 8 years was 8% higher than people who sat fewer than 10 hours a day. The risk ballooned from there. Researchers found a 63% greater risk of dementia for people who sat at least 12 hours a day.
12?
12 hours.
Sorry, I forgot. If you do what?
So think about this for a second, right? You got a long commute in the morning, right? That's 2 hours. You go to work all day. Right?
Yeah, but you're getting up and walking around.
Are you though? Are you though?
Not. What about those people who, like, on their lunch break, they go and they work out?
That's very few people.
Yeah, that's true.
Very few people. So
You
let's
walk
say
around, maybe go and get some lunch.
then let's say 6 hours, right?
Yeah.
Your commute. So let's say 6 hours at work. Your commute is an hour and a half, so 7.5 hours, and then you get at home. You go home at night, sit down, have dinner. Right? That's like, say, another 45 minutes, and then you're watching Netflix until you go to bed at 11. That's like 11 hours.
Isn't that glorious?
What a life.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Taylor Swift is set to attend another Chiefs game this Sunday versus the Jets. And going to be wild.
The football group chat is going to go so nuts.
So Travis Kelce, her maybe boyfriend, or I don't even know, fomance, some people are calling it. He was on the podcast with his brother, right? That's what he does. It's his brother's podcast. They do that stuff together.
Yep.
So here they are talking a little bit about the relationship.
What is your life like right now?
I'm on the roller coaster.
Have you noticed
man.
a pickup in
the roller coaster of life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed. I noticed some few things. You know, paparazzi outside my house, like that for sure.
There's
Yeah,
paparazzi outside your house
for sure, 100%.
How do you know?
They all have
how
British
does one
accents
know?
too, or
how does
something
one-
European. What?
How do you know if they're paparazzi?
But they have a camera in their hands and they're screaming my name.
Oh, that's a dead giveaway.
That's how I know.
How's it feel that Taylor Swift has finally put you on the map?
Shout out to Taylor for pulling up. That was pretty ballsy. Yeah, I just thought it was awesome how everybody in the suite had nothing but great things to say about her. You know, the friends and family. She looked amazing. Everybody was talking about her in great light. And on top of that, you know, the day went perfect for Chiefs fans. Of course, we script it all, ladies and gentlemen. It was just impressive. It was impressive.
A lot of people are very happy for Taylor because finally she gets to be the little one in a relationship. And like how nice that must be for her.
Yeah. Travis is huge, man.
Yeah.
You guys are tall.
Here's another clip. I don't know what they're talking about. More Taylor Swift stuff.
You sound so into it right now.
You clearly have wanted to keep this thing a little bit less public.
Okay.
What do you have anything you want to say?
Well, one, I know I brought all this attention to me, right? I'm the one I did the whole friendship bracelet thing and, you know, told everybody how butthurt I was that I didn't get to meet Taylor.
You got to shoot your shot.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You miss 100% of everything you don't take, baby. So yeah, I think it's, what's real is that, you know, it is my personal life. And I want to respect both of our lives. She's not in the media as much as I am doing this show every single week and, you know, having fun during the NFL season on other guys' shows.
I've enjoyed every second of it.
So like you said on that Thursday night game, I'm enjoying life. And I sure as hell enjoyed this weekend. So everything moving forward. I think me talking about sports and saying all right now will have to be kind of where I keep it.
There you go.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
Trav, just football talk.
Yeah. I should get a bunch of these. Have you seen the videos where women like hide their phones and then they ask their boyfriend if they're happy that Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map? and then the boyfriends lose their minds.
No, I haven't seen those.
Oh my God, they're so funny. Well, I'll get a bunch of them for you tomorrow.
Yeah,
they're
please.
they're so guys who lose their mind. What are you talking about? Why would you say that? He's only one of the greatest tight ends of all time. 3 Super Bowls. Like, oh my God, they lose their minds. It's so fun.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Michael Gambon has passed away. He was Dumbledore in the Harry Potter films from 2004 to 2011 after he replaced the late Richard Harris. So so he was Dumbledore in, I think, 6 of the 8 Harry Potter films. He passed away.
Dumbledore.
Yeah, it's sad. 82 years old is how old he was. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The $68 million Lotto 649 ticket was sold in Toronto. So check your tickets.
I checked.
Could be me.
Did you check? Go check right now.
Go
I
check
didn't buy a
one.
ticket.
Oh, that's not going
so
to be you. You checked, right, Mocha?
$10 I won.
$10. I forgot to play. I was reading the story about that Powerball winner in California.
Yeah.
Edwin Castro. Remember, he won $2 billion.
Oh,
right?
yes,
And
yes.
he took it all in one lump sum. So it was $997.6 million.
Yeah.
And everybody's going in on him, like trying to give him
Why?
financial advice.
Oh.
Okay, so the first thing he bought was a $4 million house.
Okay.
Then he bought a $25 million house.
Oh, you idiot.
Then he bought a $47 million house.
What do you got all these houses for?
I don't know.
Like investment?
Well, it's like, because you have to think on that level when you're a billionaire, right? It's like when you go in somewhere and you see like a jacket, right? And you're like, oh my God, that jacket's awesome. But then you go in another store and it's like, it's the same style that you wanted, only better. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to get that jacket too then, right? Like
I'm like that with hats.
With hats, yeah, same
Sure.
thing. So he spent $47 million on his most recent house purchase, and it has like DJ turntables that rise up from the floor.
Sick.
It has a champagne tasting room, a wine cellar, a suspended glass walkway, a full theater, an infinity pool overlooking LA. But the financial planners are now coming out to give him advice. Right? So here's one financial planner, Emily Irwin. She says, when you win the lottery, okay, they say get paid out in installments as opposed to taking the one lump sum like this guy did. Sorry, who's not going to take $1 billion one lump sum? She says, don't make any visible life changes. Don't quit your job. Don't go out and buy a Ferrari. Don't buy a mansion.
Tell me what to do with my money.
It's $1 billion. She goes on to say, maybe you have student loans you want to pay off. That makes sense, but try to avoid that mega purchase. Just so you know, his $47 million mansion that he bought is exactly 2.5% of what he's worth. He's not going to go broke. I mean, unless he keeps buying houses like this.
Yeah.
But come on already. The guy wins $2 billion and the financial planners are like, don't quit your job. $2 billion?
Like he's going to go back to work. Go back to the factory?
Yeah, like whatever he was doing in the first place.
Listen to your boss.
He wasn't a CEO. Like this guy just had a regular job, man.
Nah.
Right?
I'm doing the same thing.
I will say, though, a $4 million house, a $25.5 million house, and a $47 million house.
Excessive.
Okay, it's a bit excessive.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.